Hey, good morning. Amanda here. I wanted to talk about something cool today about your soul age. So, your soul evolves from infancy, an infant stage, to a different stage and a different stage and a different stage. So, you kind of start off as like a firstborn soul where you're closest to source. But then in a weird way, you're like furthest from source because you have not had any lifetimes to learn about yourself. You have no like reserves in your subconscious mind and legitimately do not have ethics or karma or right from wrong or the complexities of like the psychologies that you get as you evolve through your soul ages. You know me and other. And these souls make up less than 1% of the population. And so they often feel like they totally don't fit in. And there's this like beauty and purity and innocence, like a baby with these souls. But unfortunately, as they chronologically grow up into adults, those behaviors get seen as less charming. Like they often get told, don't be a fool, grow up, like you're so immature. And so it's like a really a beautiful stage to be at if you're an infant soul, but you can also get kind of harshly judged because it's not worse than any other soul age. It's just new, like a little precious newborn to this gigantically complex system that we have in humanity. So, I mean, if you get good parents that are kind and loving and teach you, like you can be very successful in your life, quote unquote. But if you get like, beaten up or abused or, parents, drug addict parents or abandonment, like if you don't get that, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you don't have a very strong family, tribal development when you're younger for the first few, 10 years of your life, it could be really rough. So the Michael system was saying that a large amount of the infant newborn souls are actually incarnated in primitive, quote unquote, tribes, like people living in nature, because it suits them. It suits their development really well. So I had an idea to do a card reading for any of our infant souls out there. And I don't know how it's going to work, but I just had the thought today. So let's give it a shot and see what we get. So, I don't know. I resonate. I'm not an infant soul, but I do resonate with some of those qualities too. I think, you never forget this. You never forget. It's like a memory of being a baby. You don't forget, even though we're not babies anymore. And the Michael system says it could take like 80 to 100 years on average to go through the full spectrum. I really like the Michael system because it gives a lot of solid information to understand yourself. So let's just see what we get. Oh God, that is too funny. I got nurture again. Like literally every single reading I have done so far, I have nurture. Wow. And I had open up before and control before. Interesting. Okay, so infant souls. Excuse me, I have a little bit of allergies. Okay. Well, I mean, immediately this is very beautiful coming together. I mean, I think this speaks to what I was saying about them being the closest to source, but also the furthest away, because they're these infinite beings of light like us all, and they're, I mean, so exciting. They're starting their journey as a human, and they want to bring together those beautiful worlds within a physical body and start their journey. And I mean, it's like when a lot of us older souls want is a clean slate. We just want to start over now that we know more. But they are like an actual blank slate. Not spiritually, can be very evolved beings in some other systems, but as a human, they are. And they're coming together with this amazing power of being open and fresh eyes and new, and this huge love, like a little baby that smiles at you. It just warms your spirit. So I guess my wish for infant souls is that other people can get information like this, and they can recognize that not everybody's here on the same journey. We don't all have the same purposes, the same drives, the same things. Like, the Michael system really shows you that it's not wrong or bad for some people to not be spiritual and to be thinking about humanity and the big picture and wanting everybody to evolve. Like, that's a very old soul thing. These infant souls, they want simple. They want simple, they want easy, they want to just have a paycheck and a little purpose, and go work at a gas station. Like, they're very happy to just kind of get their feet wet. So nurturing and opening up, I mean, very, very clear to me, that message. Like, they're opening up to the experience of life on earth. And I think that this nurture in this aspect would be like, they need to be nurtured by their family. So much, even more so important for an infant soul. And you're in this stage of development for 7 different levels. So there's 5 levels of age, but each has a vast spectrum within it where you sort of get more experience under your belt. But it's like a video game. Like, you're in level 1, but there's 5 or 6 levels, and then a big boss that you beat, and then you go on to the 2nd level. So it's very similar. So nurture and spend time in nature. I think these technology could be very fragmenting for an infant soul. Like, they should, especially more than others, spend time in nature, have animals, have jobs where they are around children, because they get children. They love the vibe of kids, the honesty, the directness, the perspective of life and what they're viewing around them. It's very happy for them. So babysitting, childcare, clowning, birthday parties, like things that let them be around kids. And then move and control. I mean, we have certainly like rules. So they certainly are like to know what you can and can't do, and have that outside structure taught to them and placed upon them, and they're very happy to follow it. So they're very happy to move through life, be taught what's right and wrong, to have carve out a non-threatening, not in a radical, lots of change, just a very nice, like, grow up, stay in that same town forever, have a nice family unit, and follow the rules, not get in trouble. Yeah, so that's beautiful. It's beautiful and simple and And lots of old souls probably wish that you could follow the rules, that like they made sense to you and you didn't have to challenge them all the time. But they just don't make sense to a lot of us. We're like, why? That doesn't make any sense, because you've just had so many lifetimes that you have your own agenda. And sometimes it's at odds with the agenda of the overall time period we're in, or the political agendas, the environmental agendas. There's all of these things rip roaring around us, and as much as you distance yourself from it, you're still like all connected, and you understand that. Whereas infant souls, they don't know we're all one. They don't experience life that way. They don't know if they hurt somebody that they're hurting themselves. They don't have any of those kinds of ethical frameworks. So these infant souls are where you can get people that murder or otherwise do like hurt or harm because they just don't know it's wrong, which is very, very odd to think of, but that's what the teachings were saying anyways, is that you can get some of those experiences in this stage. Okay, so that's, I think I'm pretty happy with how that worked out. So yeah, bless all of the brave new infant souls that decided to come here. And if you feel like you don't fit in, it's okay, really. I mean, who really wants to, at the end of the day, fit into something that doesn't bring them satisfaction, love, and joy? You're better off just to make your own little bubble and be happy with that.